can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Aloha, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living for Kauai. My name is Michelle LeMay, and I'm on the Board of Trustees and also a licensed practitioner here at the center. We have lots going on here at the center, so if you always pick up your program when you come in, you can save the date for the whole month. I know, that's how far in advance we've got good things going. But it's also so that I can just share what's happening currently and also in the next week or so. So please join us this afternoon right after service for Rap with the Revs. It's our monthly gathering where we circle up and learn about our spiritual travelers. So that's going to be about 15 minutes after service ends. We'll still have a little bit of fellowship time, have opportunity for people to come and have a treatment with the practitioners, and then we'll circle up. And we will invite you to join the circle or to head on the rest of your day. we are right. I say with a wide-eyed smile. No, but of course, we love the fellowship and we want you to stay and enjoy each other. And we also want to be starting our program right after service. And then this Thursday, we had the second installment of Reverend Patrick's Reparenting Your Inner You. And that's going to be from 6 to 8. And they stand alone. So whether you came or you didn't this past Thursday, we invite you to join us for this one. And this week's focus is all about self-talk, self-forgiveness, and self-love. And finding your inner playground. So it's all about our child inside. So please join Reverend Patrick this Thursday, 6 to 8. I didn't get a whole big yay. Where's my... Oh, yay! There we go. We will also have meditation night next Tuesday, October 9th from 6:30. Oh, that's this Tuesday, sorry. From 6:30 to 7:30. And that's also going to be with Reverend Patrick. Yeah. We'll be doing them twice a month now, so the second one will be October 23rd. And then right now, I'd actually like to invite Reverend Diane, who's our outreach coordinator, to share about another event we've got coming up very soon.
Good morning. Good morning. We're busy connecting with the community, and I hope you'll all consider joining us. Our next opportunity to be of service in our personal world, making a world that works for everyone, is National Make a Difference Day. And we participate in this every year at Lidgate, taking care of the Kamalani Playground and being of service, whatever they need us to do at Lidgate during the Make a Difference Day. That's Saturday, October 20th. There's a flyer that looks like this on the back table, so I hope you'll go take a picture of it, share it on your Facebook pages or wherever, and invite people to come join us as we make a difference in our own community. We're meeting at 7:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. We can do this. We can do this. And I hope you'll put it on your calendar to join us. We always have a great time, and then they serve lunch afterwards, and it's a good time of fellowship with our neighbors on the island. So please join us October 20th, 7:30 a.m. at Lidgate Main Pavilion. Mahalo.
Thank you, Reverend Diane. And there is a sign-up sheet on the information table out back as well. Also, we have our wonderful bookstore, and in our bookstore, something I wanted to make mention is we have CDs from Maria Christina. Yes. She always graces us with her beautiful voice and music, and now you can take her home. Or CD, you can take her CD home. We also have spiritual living circles that happen a couple places around the island during the month, and the next one's going to be in Kalaheo this month with Rebecca DeRuse, and that's October 17th from 4 to 5. Also, Ron Stover out back, who has been our gracious hospitality lead, is also asking for help and volunteers, so anybody who feels drawn to help him out, there's a sign-up sheet. You can also chat with Ron to see what it is that he's needing help with, but it's pretty much just to, help us with food. Pretty simple. And it also brings a lot of support for Ron. So please consider that. Enjoy your service. Thanks for your kind attention. And I'll introduce Reverends Rita and Reverend Patrick.
Thank you, Michelle. Wow, we do have a lot going on. Ooh. And and one of the reasons we participate in Lidgate is, we want to be part of the community, right? But also just from a personal standpoint, when we didn't have a place to meet and we didn't have a place to even have practitioner sessions, when we first came to this island, Lidgate was our place. So it's always our first home here. So, so thank you, Reverend Diane, for coordinating that.
We used to think we were going to be able to buy it and then move up to that.
And we're still wondering, though.
And it ain't over till Spirit says it's over.
Right. Oh, my goodness. So yesterday we had the privilege, and thank you, Reverend Diane, again, to do another outreach program here. We had the people from Suicide Task Force come here and do a wonderful workshop with us about suicide awareness and how we can help. And since that time, we have some more information now. So if anyone you know is at risk or you think they might be, please pick up some of the information or talk to us. And we now have a place that we can actually go and get help. So we're feeling really good about that. So please utilize that. And the cards are back on the bulletin board, I believe, and we can get more, okay?
Yeah, it was beautiful. We're just continuing more and more to outreach and know that this is a safe zone for all of us. And I just really urge you, if anything is going on, we always say, don't tell us afterwards. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. It's good to be back. Go ahead and tell us. Rita and I are frequent visitors at Wilcox. So anything you need, we are here. I just always want to remind you, we're all here for one another. So there you go. Can I borrow $50?
So,
just saying.
Yeah. So this is the time that we take to center on peace, because we know that as we center on the peace within us, it does make a difference in the world. So if we could just take a deep breath and let go of outside influences and the outside and just go within to that place that's within us. It's always there available to us, that place of peace, that place of love. And just rest there. Just rest there for a moment and allow it to fill our being and take a moment for peace. And so as we bring ourselves back with that peace in our hearts, letting it just permeate this time together and this day, knowing that we do make a difference in the world when we're centered in peace. And so it is.
So it is. Okay,
so welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. And we rely on principle. And when I was being taught as a minister and as a practitioner, I learned that a really great way to express principle is we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by our use of the law of cause and effect. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by our use of the law of cause and effect. And I think for me the pivotal word is, well, obviously that we're spiritual beings, but it's our use of it that creates our experience. And no matter what we're experiencing, it's still our use of the law of cause and effect and a reaction to what happens and starting a new circle of causation by thinking new about it is what changes the experience.
and that's what we do here. Something that just came up that I just wanted to add on for me this morning was the idea of snapshots. A lot has gone on this week. We're well aware. We don't come in through the doors to ignore what went on this week and to forget it. But what I do want to add to that is that I've been really seeing the idea of us taking snapshots and using them as the true reality. And we do it not only globally, but we do it in our own world. We take a snapshot of something's going on and we react from it as though it's the totality. And I was very, very guided this morning to remember that there is a bigger picture, my friends. There's a huge, beautiful picture, but when I'm only seeing my snapshot, it is so hard, even emotionally or anything else, to go on further if that's all I'm holding is, well, probably you don't remember the Polaroid snapshots, but I do. But if you're walking around holding that, exactly, Emerald, exactly, and you're holding that, then we sometimes miss that there's this great mosaic picture for us to really hold on to. So that's just an added message to our beautiful, and we're, nice, Rita. Oh, yeah, hello. I spotted that fashion moment that we just had together. But what I want to ask you, so if you want to know if we're like this every week, yes. Pretty much, yeah. So what I do want to ask is, who is here for the very first time in this space, right here, right now? Please raise your hand. Very, very good. And there's right, and hey, welcome, welcome. Here's the news. Oh, let me see over here. Hey. But let me just let you know something. We know something about you, and we'd like to tell everyone. I mean, like literally everyone about it because it is such good news. It's a little private, but it's okay. We can share it, right? Okay, everyone ready? Okay. You are magnificent. Wow. You knew that, didn't you? And the reason we know that about you is because your friends told us. No, because we know that about you because we know it about ourselves. Just like peace, it starts right here. Magnificence starts right here. And so let's all say that together, shall we? I am magnificent. Now, if you want to see more, can you imagine more magnificence? Charles, who's asleep back there, Charles, who's back there, and Rob, they're with that camera. What they're doing is they're allowing everyone from the mainland, on island, everywhere to come in to see this magnificence so that they can share it in their homes or wherever they are. And we know that Sheena Kelly actually just called in and said this is like a little drive we're having. Sheena Kelly just called in and said, I'm watching from home, so we want to say aloha to you. But there's a lot of people on the mainland, and they're here, and we get to share it. So what happens here does not stay here. So there we go. Let's tell them who they are. You are magnificent. Now look to the left, to the right. I don't care where you look. Just let them know. Let them know who they are. You're magnificent. Magnificent. Oh, look at everybody switching up, different seats. All right, let's take our magnificent selves and stand up for our opening song with Maria Christina and Luis. Hello, Luis. Aloha. Words are in your program.
My good is my God. My God is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my God. My God is my good. All the good I see belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. I have all I'll ever need. My good is my God. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy there is belongs to me. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy I see belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. I have all I'll ever need. My good is my God.
So what I know right here and right now, as I stand grounded and anchored in spirit, I know that there is a good and that we ought to have it, as Emma Curtis Hopkins said, the great healer. I know that good lies within each of us, right here and right now and always. It can never be taken away. It is the essence of who and what we are. And so I anchor myself in that good now, and I see from that place out into the world. And I know that for each and every one of us here today and beyond and beyond and beyond, that we are good, and that our good is our God, and that it is right here where we are. And I know that we bring that consciousness today to this service, and we lift our consciousness even higher into that good, and we allow it to just resonate through every cell in our bodies. Every cell. We bring healing to ourselves, and we bring healing to this planet by just being here today and just thinking from that spot. And I know that is what we do. So I am so grateful to be here today, to celebrate, to live in this moment, to live at this time, knowing that I make a difference, and that each one of us here makes a difference in this world. We are love. We are community. We are the presence and power of the God moving and living through the experience of life. So I am grateful, and I just release it. I let it go. I let this service go, knowing it is perfect as we affirm together, and so it is.
My good is my love. My love is my good. All the love there is belongs to me. My good is my love. My love is my good. All the love I see belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. I have all I'll ever need. My good is my God. My good is my God.
Good morning, everybody. Can I hear that again? Good morning. Okay, now settle down. I'm Rob Jones, and I'm a certified practitioner here, besides the cameraman. And I'm here to help lead you into meditation today. So, relax in your seats if you'd like, and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath, and let all of the past stuff flow away. And I have a seed thought from a great writer, E.E. Cummings, who said, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Enjoy your meditation. it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. And as you slowly come back from meditation, what I know is that Spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, it is the essence of life that flows in and through, around, above and underneath and everywhere, around me and around everyone in CSL Kauai and everyone on the island, everyone in the universe, this magnificence of spirit that is unlimited in anything, unlimited in its knowledge, its love, its abundance and health, creativity, relationships, all that spirit is what we are deeply, deeply immersed in. And what I declare today is that we are imbued with the right and the support of spirit to grow into who we are, to remember who we are, to realize who we are and how much more we can become. Because life always grows. Life always evolves. It never turns around on itself. It always becomes more. And I know that's the truth about me. I know that it's the truth about everyone. Better and better, more than we could ever imagine. And so I am so thankful for this evolving spirit within us. This evolving person and individual expression of God as who we are. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo for this experience. It's miraculous. It's magnificent. It's magic. And so I release my word into the law that always says yes to whatever we desire to become greater and greater and greater, always evolving. Yes, yes, yes. As we say together, and so it is.
Turn to your program for a chant by Etika Luckett.
I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am.
Thank you, Rob, for that
Yes, thanks,
grounding
Rob.
treatment. That was
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you, Maria Christina, for your angelic voice and how it grounds us. This has been a week that I've required a lot of grounding for numerous reasons. And I don't know if anybody can identify with that. But for numerous reasons, not just globally, but just personally, and just numerous reasons. And what I know about that is that what I got this morning was that I was watching us all come out of the prayer circle. We always do a prayer treatment before we come in to serve here. And I saw all these beautiful people and how we were just standing in our truth. And I was feeling this idea of, do we feel like sometimes it feels like we're just holding on because it can get so difficult. Like sometimes I can get in that place where I feel like I'm just holding on for dear life to remember what I remember. And it takes a lot of courage to do that, which is what this month is about. But then what I realized when we were all walking out is that we don't have to just hold on. Because what's being asked of us now is that we surrender to the greater power, the greater intelligence that's moving us right now, and moving all of life, and moving evolution, and moving it all, and moving it through us, where we get each to have our individual place in that, our individual and collective place in that. And that, as I said in my opening treatment, we do make a difference. We make a big difference when we stay grounded and realize that we don't have to do this alone. And as they told us yesterday in the workshop that we took on suicide awareness, was that as long as something's living and breathing, we can't really control it. And then Dr. Peggy added, yeah, but we can influence it. But we can't control it. And I think sometimes we get tired because we're trying to control things. We're trying to control the way people act. We're trying to control our politicians. We're trying to control people in our family. We're trying to control even our own life, trying to control it. No, we can't control it. That's not what this philosophy is about. We say we're responsible for our reality, but we're responsible for our perception of our reality. I read this quote this morning by Eckhart Tolle where somebody had it on Facebook. Your perception of the world is a reflection of your state of consciousness. Your perception of the world is a reflection of your state of consciousness. So it's not about controlling the world. It's about working on our consciousness and starting to begin to perceive things differently, even when they don't look the way we want them to look. Even when things happen that seem so wrong, seem so unfair, there's still a way that we can start to look at things instead of looking at it as doom and gloom, to look at it as a place of that change is happening, that evolution is taking place. And sometimes when everything's clashing like this, it makes sense that there would be a rising of what we call evil, if you want to call it that, and a rising of good at the same time, clashing with each other. And what's going to be known? What's going to come from this? I believe that good is coming from this, and I choose that to be my perception of the whole experience of my life and all the different experiences I've had this week outside of global experiences where I've seen people suffering and going through things. I choose to believe that something magnificent is happening. And as I work from that place, I have something to work with. Whereas if I give in to it, then what do I have to work with? Nothing. All I have is despair and gloom, and I don't want to live that way. I want to know that I can make a difference just by being Rita. And I know that for each and every one of us. And I know it takes courage to do that. That's what it's interesting. We picked courage for this month. I was thinking of Halloween. What can you talk about in October? It's Halloween, right? So maybe we'll talk about not being afraid, courage. But wow, it was the perfect word for this month. Got courage, because I think it's taking a lot of courage to live in the circumstances of this present world and all the things we're up against. But hey, we all have courage. It's part of our innate being, but not because we're forcing ourselves. Courage doesn't mean we're not afraid. We know that, right? It's not because it doesn't mean we're not afraid. We get afraid plenty of times. I get afraid. I get scared over stuff. What it means is that we're afraid, but we go forward anyway. We go through it anyway, because we know somewhere deep within us, there's something that's wanting to be known, something that's rising within us that can take us through whatever it is. It's totally makes sense to me, and I hope I can get it across today. I was thinking about my life and how many experiences I had throughout my life. I kind of did my timeline while I was preparing with this talk, and all the different changes I made in my life from the time I was pretty much, I would say, from the time I left home at 18 with nothing, because I had to get out of my house because it was just not the place I needed to be to grow, and what courage that took. And then I looked at, but I had to go beyond my fear that I would be able to make it on my own at 18, to going because I knew it was the right thing to do. Not because I was running away from something, but because I needed to expand and to grow. And I think sometimes we make changes in our life to run away from things, but we don't know where we're going. Thank you for that. It was a good idea. We make changes in our life, right? And we say, oh, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But then we don't really know why we're doing it, besides that we want to get away from something. And I think when those opportunities come to us, we need to really think deeply and say, what are we going to, not what are we running away from? At that time, I was going to a bigger expression of myself that I couldn't express there. I had to expand. I had to be Rita. So, so I looked at all the other, I'm not going to go through them all, but I'll write it in my biography. But I looked at all the other things that I had done in my life where I had left an experience to go to a new experience. And I thought about, wow, Rita, that took a lot of courage to do that, because you didn't really know what the outcome was going to be. But you knew you had to do it. And even before I was in this philosophy, there must have been something within me that knew I had the ability to do it, even though I might have not thought I did at the time. But there was something deep within me that did. So I think that's the thing we have to start relying on, is that thing within us that's going to carry us through whatever it is we're challenged with, that we're not bringing our problems to it. We're bringing that. You can call it God, whatever you want to call it, source, divine energy, intelligence, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has their own word. I like God. That's a word for me that works. But I know that God's in here. It's not up there that I'm beseeching on a cloud. As Rob said in his treatment, it surrounds me, it infuses me, it's all around me, it's going in and out, and but it's coming from me. So when I can just rely on that and realize that that's carrying me through, and I must have known it at that early age and all the other experiences that I had till finally I became a minister or started on that path. But each time, every time we make a change, we have to have a new thought. We have to be brave enough to say to ourselves, even though I might not know what the outcome is, I know what I'm committed to. And therefore, I'm going to walk in that commitment to whatever it is, not because I'm running away from something, but because I am going to something. And I'm going to it from that power within me. So I have to have a new thought. I have to think things that perhaps I never thought before. Like if you think of all the people in the world and back in history that came up with all these great ideas, Martin Luther King and Socrates. I'm going through all, just go on the internet if you want to see courageous people that actually thought out of their box. They had to think new. They had to go against everything everybody ever told them. They had to start looking at things in a new way and say, something's stirring within me, and I believe this is true, even though I can't see it. I believe that the earth is not the center of the universe. I believe that we revolve around the sun, even though they might put me to death for it. That kind of thing. All these people had to have a new idea. And so I believe that we have to have a new idea now. I believe that we're being asked to put aside all the things we thought were right before, all the things down to health issues and all of that stuff that we thought was so that's the way it is. I just went from my welcome to Medicare appointment. You don't have to raise your hand. But I thought I'll go because they said go to your welcome to Medicare appointment, and I sat there with a doctor who was probably could be my granddaughter, and I think almost telling me all the things that were going to happen to me. Just like from statistics. She was totally in statistics. And I had to sit there and listen to that. And I was like, wow, I wanted to tell her something, but it's the whole thing. She did say something about, like, am I tripping and falling or something? And I said, no, actually, I run 3 miles a day, 5 days a week. And she was, like, surprised. So I know I've been reading Greg Braden's book, and now I'm on to Greg Braden, but because I'm going to see him next month. But I know he was saying the same thing, is that we're going from old paradigms and thinking it's the same now, and we can't, like, necessarily change the history books because it's too expensive, or the medical journals because it's too expensive to actually change them. Patrick found that out. So there's old information in there that doesn't really have any relevance anymore. But some of us listen to it. Some of us listen to it and we think that's the truth. But in reality, we've got to be willing to step above it and think something different. I see people healing themselves every single solitary day, emotionally and physically. I mean, it's possible. And the other thing I thought of, and I don't want to go on too long, but I will go on a few more minutes, of myself when I was going through all the changes, is that I had to forgive myself for making a change. Like, when I left my marriage of 27 years, there was something, like, in me that was like, you're not supposed to do this, Rita. You're not supposed to do this. And yet I knew I had to do it. And you're not supposed to do that. And people don't get divorced. That's no, I know. But I had to. And so, and then I spent, like, about, 4 years forgiving myself for it, even though I knew it was the right thing to do. So the other one is trusting the mystery of life. I know sometimes we don't understand. We don't understand why things happen. We just don't get it. Why don't they see things the way we do? Why did that person get sick? Why did that person die? Why? It's a really crazy question to ask, because in reality, we really don't know. There's a mystery to life that we have to trust. There's a mystery, and we tend to think of things as bad when we have no idea whether they're bad or not. We have no idea what's happening, really. Like, Patrick, was you the one that said about the big picture? Yeah, like that we're seeing snapshots of things, and we're not seeing the whole sort of beautiful mosaic and ceramic of life. So I just want to say that I think that we all wouldn't be here today, this moment in time, if we didn't have an amazing contribution to make to the shift that this planet and our species is going through right now, and the whole planet, actually. And this is a very, very important time. And I believe, because of what I believe in my philosophy, is that we chose to be here for this. And we are the chosen ones to be here in this moment. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to live in our full potential of who we are, no matter what is going on in our life, no matter what we're feeling in our bodies, no matter any of it, we're still going to live the full potential of who we are. And we're going to do our best every day to find out what that is and to express it in the way that is good for us, and to not be ashamed if we're over here and we feel like somebody's up here somewhere. We're all exactly where we need to be. And so I'm so grateful to have this community of people and all of you. You inspire me every single solitary day. I have great faith in the spirit that resides within each of you, that's taking you through everything that needs to be taken through right now, whatever it is, and that I believe that it is good, and that there is a good within each of us, and it is making itself known right now. So I just say, have courage, have faith, have trust in the mystery, and just live life to the fullest. That's the best we can do. And so it is.
All that is, forever hold me in your presence, and open up my guidance and melt me into you. And please protect me in times of darkness. Eternal love, I need your tenderness. never wanted anything more. My closest friend, the best of the best, and you came, but I wasn't ready then. My closest friend, now is this finally a chance for you and me to be one again. Beloved, you are where I've had doubt. You show me trust and faith. Where else could I ever belong but in your vast embrace? And please, don't let me get lost in these delusions. No matter how interesting they may seem, you are the truth that's shining through every illusion, waking me up from the wildest dream. My closest friend, the best of the best, and you came, but I wasn't ready then. My closest friend, now is this finally a chance for you and me to be one again. Wanna build my world around you and see you everywhere. Remember when I felt alone, even though you were right there. Please show me how to know you and always get my way. So my arms are all around you while I'm living in yours, night and day. Flow with me, breathe with me, love through me. Show me what I need to see that I don't. Flow with me, breathe with me, love in me. Wherever you are is where I wanna be. Flow with me, breathe with me, love through me. Show me what I need to see that I don't. Flow with me, breathe with me, love in me. Wherever you are is where I wanna be. You are the best of the best, and we belong together. Oh, and one day, hopefully, love will be all you'll see when you look into me, and we'll be together. This time forever, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever.
Mahalo. Hey, everyone. Aloha. Little shift in energy. Love it. And I love you. Thought we'd start there. So today's title for the talk is, It Takes Courage to ... So I thought about it. And my take on this is it takes courage to love. It takes incredible courage to love. As a child, I used to think that that was kind of the icing on the cake. If you got to love, you wouldn't have to worry about anything else. And as we grow in consciousness, as they say, I find out that love does take incredible courage, not only to love others, but to love ourselves. Incredible courage. We should be so proud of ourselves every waking moment that we take that time to attempt even to love ourselves, to love our world, to love those that appear unlovable. Can you even imagine? That appear to be unlovable. I'm going to have to break the news to you slowly and surely, but there is not anything that doesn't contain love. Nothing. And that one's a real wake up, right? Because I've had to switch my no complaining purple thing a couple times this week. If you're new, you know that our purple here, and you're not to tell anybody else what they're supposed to switch. I mean, if they're talking about Medicare and it really means something important to them, then there's no reason for them to switch it. I am not here to point fingers. Oh, my. Wow. What a gift. Who knew day one could last so long? So, back to loving yourself. All those years of training as a minister, I would have thought I could go a little further than day 1 and day 4 and day 5. But if I keep going on, I'll have to switch it. So let's just go back to love. Brene Brown, who I absolutely love. I now see how owning our story and loving ourselves through the process is the bravest thing that we will ever do. And that leads me to that incredible courage. And that's the courage to love myself right now. Right now. Not when I get that perfect job, when I have the perfect healing, when I have the perfect president, when I have the perfect spouse, the perfect anything, the perfect body. I joined KAC, by the way. Yeah. But back to me again. It's not then, and I'm going to tell you, there's a part of us that does believe that I will be lovable when I get my kids in order, when I get my spouse in order, when I get my friends, when I get the congregation to all believe how powerful that they are, then my life will be lovable. And if I had to go on top right now and scream it out to this entire island, to the world, we can't wait any longer to love ourselves. And the only reason that anybody out there is unlovable is because we have not fully loved ourselves. I don't care what it looks like. We have to love ourselves through a diagnosis. We have to love ourselves through despair. We have to love ourselves when someone leaves us. We have to love, love, love. Rita is right. There is a mystery. But I have a feeling that we're closer to it than we know. Because it is about loving. I woke up this morning and this is what God looks like today. This is what God looks like. Whether or not I want that little extra love stuff off of my body, it doesn't matter. This is how God showed up today. It showed up. I had to look in the mirror and say, hello, God. Thank you. But it's not always easy. But who said it was going to be? Who told you that it was easy? And the only reason it's even hard is because we say so. Because we bought some publicity about it. And that, as Rita said earlier, we have to try a new idea. I cannot keep looking in the mirror and saying the same thing on a daily basis and expect it to change. It's not going to, and you have all proven it in your own individual lives. Well, I looked it up also. It says courage is a heart word. We all knew that, did we not? The root of the word courage is cur, the Latin word for heart. In one of its earliest forms, the word courage meant, and I love this, to speak one's mind by telling all one's heart. Back to courage. It takes incredible courage to show you my heart. We were taught, at least I was, forget the we. I was taught that showing your heart and giving your heart is dangerous. Because as soon as they find out that you're weak, because that's what it was related to, they're going to what? They're going to step on you. They're going to get you. They're going to, oh no. And I'm telling you, it takes the most incredible courage to show one's heart. It's a heart word. How nice. So when you say that, when I was a kid, people used to say, and growing up, they would always say, oh, Patrick, you have such heart. And I was insulted. Oh, Patrick, you have such heart. I would do something spectacular. I'd walk off, and then people would be saying, especially in theater, and they'd say, oh my God, the performance was great. You were wonderful. That was it. Oh, Patrick, you have such heart. And I always took it kind of like, does that mean I'm not talented or smart or whatever that means? So you see where my programming was? Somebody says that to me today, and I'm like, thank you. But we have different perceptions of you have heart. You sing a song, oh boy. Not that was a great song you sang. Boy, you have a heart. And now I know it means courage. And there's one thing I'll tell you about me. I have courage. I have incredible courage. I have courage to love where I never could believe I could love. I have courage to love Patrick. And then when I wake up in the morning and I switch this over, I love myself through that too. And that's another incredible issue to really look at. I love myself through it all. And I'm really suggesting that because there has been rumors in this philosophy that we have kind of a get over it and get on with it. You are responsible. And I'm going to let you know something. That's your perception. That's your perception, whoever your is. That's your perception. It was never, ever taught to me. Mine was, we're going to love each other through it. We're going to love each other through it. Does that make sense? Yeah. We're going to love ourselves through we were talking about anger. It's like, can we have, does this mean I can't be angry? Does this mean I can't, stop with the loopholes. Everybody, stop with the loopholes. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even matter if you wear it or not, because we're always living it. Love yourself, and everything else will unfold. Everything. There's nothing that won't be. Also, I have another Brene Brown. I was going to start with it, but I love this, and I'm going to kind of close with it. I always give myself a loophole as well. Stop walking through the world looking for confirmation that you don't belong. Oh, how they turn. First of all, my fellow people, this is Brene, and I'm interpreting Brene right now, Brene Brown. Stop walking through the world looking for confirmation that you don't belong. You will always find it because you've made that your mission. It gets better, you know me. But there is one more that she has to say here. Stop scouring people's faces for evidence that you're not enough. Well, you guys, it wouldn't hurt so much if you didn't find some truth in it. Come on, get real. Everybody's going like this. Everybody's going, oh, this is so beautiful. Whoa! Can't wait to go to that uplifting place. All he does is talk about love, and then he... I digress. She says you'll always find that because you've made that a goal. The truth about who we are lives in our hearts. Our call to courage is to protect that wonderful, wild heart against constant evaluation, especially our own. No one belongs here more than you. Everybody breathe. A couple people passed out, but we'll pick them up later. That's what you do in revivals. So did you feel that reaction to that? That's why I love that, because sometimes we need to wake up. And that's okay. We don't need to be slapped. We do enough of that on our own. We don't need anything else out of there. But it really tells us where our work is with our hearts. That wherever we look to justify who we think we are or our consciousness is, it will meet us there. And it will say hello. So what if, just what if, we lived from that powerful place of love and said, whatever goes on today, I will meet it with love from love, no matter what. So, what do you do when you're looking at that stuff and it feels unlovable? You call Spirit. 911 Spirit. You know, I couldn't plan this stuff. You know, I mean, it's just, oh, I love life. It is so delicious. Laugh, cry, it's just delicious. So here's the deal. Oops, lost her. Takes courage to love. That's your only mission this week. Your mission is to, wherever you look, find love. And that doesn't mean that you get to ignore the other part of it. You know, it's easy to look at like-mindedness and see love. Oh my gosh, and we can all gather here together, and we can put our arms around each other. We can have a round of kumbaya, and it will be just lovely. But how about when you look in the mirror, or you go to your doctor and they tell you something that scares you? It is then that we get the opportunity to love ourselves. And I'm going to say this as a spiritual leader. When you can't love yourself the way you want to be loved, there are others here for you to love you until you can love yourself. That's the work of a practitioner. That's the work of a family. That's the work of our friends. That's what we must do. We must look for love in all the places. In all the places. And you know what I'm talking about. So when you don't feel you can, and you feel the separation, this is inner child work. House divided against itself. You move it in. It looks like you're going to pray, but what you're going to do is you're going to integrate. And you're going to hold your hand. And you're going to bring it to your heart. And you're going to say, I love you. I love you. Namaste. Here. I thought I heard, go, Patrick. I was like, did I? It's your birthday.
I mean,
Okay.
we're gonna discuss this later because I want to know what I was exactly complaining about, but we'll discuss it later. See, this is why.
She didn't complain. I didn't say you
This is why you don't tell. Never mind. I'll have to switch it again. Okay.
How do we say I'm in trouble?
No.
That drive home is only about 5 minutes, but it's going to be a long drive.
Oh! You don't have to.
How dare you? I'm in charge of my own switch, by the way.
Oh my God. Okay, everyone. It's time
Where
for
are we,
giving.
Rita?
It's time for giving, and we thank you in advance for all the gifts that come into Center for Spiritual Living Kauai that I tell you go to very good use. And this month we have a tithing program here, if you don't know that already, that we give 10% out of what comes in, and this month we are giving to, we've already did actually, to Ridgate, Kamalani Playground, and also to Suicide Prevention Task Force, among the other places that we donate to, but those were two specific ones this month. All right, so let's turn to our programs and do our affirmation. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life and the world, and so it is. We have a new song. It's by
It's perky.
Karen Drucker, and some will be familiar with it that are familiar with her work, but let's do it.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My abundant, my abundant, my abundant life. My abundant, my abundant, my abundant life.
Wow. Thank you for the courage that you put in the baskets. It takes a lot of courage from the heart to fill the baskets for yourselves, everyone else, and CSL to go forth. So, mahalo, 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 as we say together, so it is.
Okay, I think we have some kids.
Yeah, before we bring the children, well, they can actually come up. Rhea, will you bring up your beautiful little, and and there's William. Rhea, who's coming up with this lovely little, some of you know her, some of you don't. She was also one of the first youth leaders at Center for Spiritual Living when we were over at the Aloha Aston. And we went and say hello.
Also one of our first members. Yeah, she does not live here anymore, but she came to visit, right? Yeah,
She was with the youth as well, and then she went away and had a youth, and she brought. There you go.
just a few people. We got some Alana, and we've got Malia, and we got Emerald today. I tried to get them to do some Tai Chi, and I wanted her to do some Tai Chi, but she wouldn't do it. So anyway, but she did a little thing here. Show that up. Hold that up. Yes. God loves me and me. Okay.
All right.
Whatever.
Thank you. Whatever. I just want to give appreciation for both Janice and for George for nurturing our youth and God forever. And I just want to encourage anyone that would like to serve in the youth center that we really do need help there. They're here week after week after week, and it would be nice for them to have a break, to have somebody to support them. Sometimes they have, like last week, we had several children, and more than that, 11, and it's hard for one person. So if it turns you on at all, we don't want anybody in there that doesn't like to be with kids. No offense. Or doesn't. But if it turns you on at all, and you think you can, and you think you could offer one Sunday every 6 weeks, even, or just talk to me, talk to Janice, talk to George, talk to Patrick. All right. So I wanted to say that, and I want to also give them their blessing. Are we ready?
Ready?
You are amazing. You are perfect.
You are magnificent.
And we love you. And so it is. Yay. All right. Will the practitioners that are serving today please come forward? Dr. Peggy, Reverend Diane, anyone else? Roseanne.
Rob is back there.
Stephanie. Oh, good. We have, and Rob back there is also available. So.
And Michelle is counting.
And Michelle's counting today. Okay, so if you have had anything come up for you, or you want to know more truth right now, today, these lovely people, these people of consciousness will know the truth for you about something in your life that maybe you just need to know something different about. And so take advantage of the opportunity to have a spiritual mind treatment, which is our modality of healing. They'll tell you more about that. And they'll also, perhaps if you're interested in a session, you can talk about that too. But this is not a session. It's just an opportunity to have a spiritual mind treatment. So the session's a little more in depth.
And you've also noticed that our fund raising for our new property or next evolution
incarnation
has risen. And it is actually, you can actually see it now. So it is right there, and that change has made a very big difference in our upcoming. We have 2 more years here. We just started, our October 1st was our 3rd year here. So we have 2 more because we have a 5-year lease. So there you go.
We have to expand, everyone.
Right. And so all of I have to always do this, all the children that live within you, if you want to sign up for Thursday, the sign-up sheet for the Inner You workshop is out there. So it really is heartwarming and very, very important, or I wouldn't have announced it twice. There you go. I'm done.
I think we're done.
Yes.
All right.
Are you ready?
Good. Let's stand
get
up and do
on
our closing
feet.
song. Don't forget Rap with the Revs.
Rap with the Revs right after.
Yeah, today is the day I will change my luck. I will find 3 pennies and they'll be heads up. I will walk like a queen in my tennies and jeans, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life, yeah. From the known to unseen and everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. Yeah, today is the day I remember to see only good, only God happening through you and me. I will not forget all the treasures due me, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one, I am part of this thing called life, yeah. From the known to unseen and everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life.
And knowing that we are one with this thing called life, that we come from not only the sun, the moon, the stars, all of the cosmos, we come from and foremost from love, do we not? Love is what leads our way, and the law makes it so. So I know that each and every one of us are here on divine appointment. that there are no mistakes in the mind of the divine. So I know that that divine frequency is moving through and as us, and we take that frequency and we take it out into the streets, we share it, we give it, we are from it, and I just celebrate it. And as I celebrate that, I celebrate Michelle LeMay, who every week gets these announcements going, and our beautiful Malama team, Deb, Maureen, and Angela. Thank you for that wonderful, wonderful energy of greeting. And Rob there, our wonderful practitioner, and not only practitioner, but lets the world see what's going on right here, right on this island. And Charles back there, thank you very much, my friend. Mahalo for joining in on that team, and Jonathan. And so our bookstore, Roseanne Jones, who lets that lead, and all our beautiful Maria Cristina and Luis for keeping the beat and keeping this music going. Janice, George, and Rhea, who's here today, all a part of that youth team. And Sue Buckley and Michelle are back there counting the abundance, allowing the abundance to just flow through this center, flow through our lives. I give such gratitude for it all, And I thank this beautiful Reverend Rita, who stands next to me, who can switch it to day one at a moment's notice, and who loves Reverend Patrick so much that will probably never mention it again. And so what I know is I am so grateful for this opportunity to remember who I am. And I love each and every one of you because you are love, I am love. So let's go out and be it, as together we say with gratitude. And so it is.
Yeah, today is the day I be more of myself, love my skin where I've been and everyone else. No more push, no more pull, simply flow as I go, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from the magical one, I am part of this thing called life, yeah. From the no to a seed and everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life.